Caleb Lamb here with Stockton Thunder head coach Rich Crom. Time for another one of our weekly interviews, Coach. And it has been a while with all the time we've spent on the road this month in February. And we're right back on the road here this weekend, going to Colorado for 3 games against the Eagles. After having a 10-day road trip under your belt and only a few days back home, how do you think the team is prepared for yet another time away from home?
You know, I was really concerned about that first game back on Saturday against Utah because typically that's a tough one for guys to really find their legs in, and usually it's a struggle. But I thought we played a pretty solid game and a real good defensive effort by everybody. So it's given us a chance coming after 2 wins now to get some days here at home where we can rest a little bit, get some guys recuperated, and get ready for this weekend.
Continue to see a lot of Mountain Division teams after 5 games against Alaska. Then you played Utah. Now right back to work against a Colorado team that you've seen 4 times. And so far, they've had a pretty good start to things. They're sitting up in second in the Mountain Division and trying to catch Alaska, as are most of the teams in the Western Conference right now. But it should be a challenging test.
Always is against Colorado. They're a team that is not affiliated, so they control their players. They've got a lot of veteran guys that have been there for quite a few years who love playing in that area and are always going to be difficult. They're guys with lots of experience, so they play a pretty high-paced game. So it's going to be a challenge for us, certainly, to be prepared for this weekend.
Now, you mentioned while Colorado may not be affiliated, the Stockton Thunder certainly are with the Bridgeport Sound Tigers and the New York Islanders. And because of that, there were quite a few moves in the last couple of days, including some today. Defenseman Mike Dahlhusen, he has gone over to the San Antonio Rampage organization. Thunder leading scorer Greg Miller off to Oklahoma City, possibly down to Bakersfield. But a couple of new players coming in. What's it like, first of all, when you've got so many moves that happen in such a short span of time?
Well, your head starts to spin a little bit just because there's so much going on right now, and it started with the Mike Dahlhusen situation and he being traded for Adam Brace, and Adam got here for that game. I thought he had a good outing in his first one, so that was good to see for us and for our fans to get a chance to get a glimpse of him. But with everything else going on, Andre Pedan coming down for a handful of games and now going back up again, and Mike Keenan being reassigned, lots of adjustments. Nick Larson now being reassigned into South Carolina. We have a lot of healthy bodies. We had 5 lines in practice yesterday, 8 defense, and today we had 4. We're down to 4 lines with 8 defense. Now with Andre gone, it's 7. So it changes in a hurry every 5 minutes. It seems like today something else has been happening. So just trying to keep up with it and getting ready for our trip.
Well, let's take it through a little bit more personally with 3 of the new players that we've got in. You mentioned Brace there briefly, also defenseman Mike Keenan, who started the season here in Stockton, played 3 games with the Thunder, and now Nicholas Tremblay from Bakersfield will be coming down as well. He was the one sent the other way in the Greg Miller trade. So it seems like each of those 3 players adds something different to the squad.
Well, Adam's a guy who's an offensive player. He plays hard on the puck around the net and can score goals. Tremblay is going to be very similar. He can really skate. He's got good skill set. So we're expecting to get some production out of both those guys. And with Keenan, he's just a steady 2-way player, can play in any situation for us. I really liked him when we had him in the first couple of games here at the start of the season, and then he went up and had a pretty good stint in the American League. So for us to get him back now, I think it's a real positive for our team. He's going to strengthen our back end for sure.
All right, and now final thing for you. You've also got Jason Clark pretty much healthy, ready to come off the IR. Ryan Hayes getting pretty close as well. So when you've got all these guys on the roster, you've got a lot of bodies in competition for spots on different lines. Is that a good thing for your team getting towards the playoff run here where nothing's guaranteed? Everyone's kind of having to play their best to make sure that they're going to be around.
Yeah, it's healthy competition. I think it can get to a point where there's too much, there's too many bodies, it becomes a distraction. But I think if you have the right numbers and guys are competing and playing hard every game, it's a healthy thing to have.
All right, that's the word from head coach Rich Crom. Coach, thanks very much.
Thanks, Caleb.